In 2003, I moved from Massachusetts to Phoenix, Arizona. Packed up my car and kind of just wanted to get away, wanted to step away from music for a minute. I had been playing in Massachusetts up until that point, but I just wanted to take some time off. As soon as I got here, I kind of felt that inspiration again. I started writing again and began working around town. For the first time, really began focusing on being a singer-songwriter and working on my tunes and working on the lyrics and my guitar playing. Fast forward until 2009, I was playing full-time in Phoenix and doing a little bit of touring. I heard about a jazz club in Scottsdale called Voce Lounge. I reached out because I'd heard really great things about the club, and to my surprise, I heard right back from Mike Florio, who was owning it and managing it at the time.
Brian had emailed me some live footage from YouTube, and so I went to check him out. And instantly there was a familiarity to the original compositions and a comfort, which I really couldn't explain. It was just good. In his voice, he had this innate soul and a real warmth in his tonality. And it vibrated in a way. It really was, for those dialed in, it was reaching them, and it reached me, and that's what I was initially taken with.
The next day he came to hear me play and thought that I should start playing at Voce as well. He began to introduce me to some of the other players in town that would play in the room. The first person that he introduced me to was Mel Brown.
I show up one day and this guy is playing acoustic guitar and singing, and I just thought, wow, this guy sounds good. He sounds really, really good. Real soulful, sang from the heart, and I just thought, wow, what a talented guy.
Mike asked if it would be okay if he and Mel could sit in on these solo acoustic sets that I was doing at Voce.
They kicked the idea around about having a band play his original stuff. I didn't really know how it would go, but I'm open to good things and new things, so I just went with it. It turned out really nice.
So we started playing as a trio, just me, Mike, and Mel. Mike was always saying, oh, there's this great guitar player, you gotta meet him. Adam Armijo, you should come down and sit in.
I saw Brian perform a couple of times before that, and I loved his music. I loved his whole vibe, and a lot of my favorite musicians, I could just hear a lot of influences in his music. So I said yes.
So Adam came in and sat in, and I was blown away. And then Todd Schuba started coming around. Todd was an old friend of Mike's. And we'd just come hang out, and sometimes after a gig he'd have his percussion stuff in the car, and so one night we just asked him to set up and jam with us, basically.
I was immediately impressed with songwriting and a maturity in songwriting and the way he got the songs over to the audience.
Now we're into 2010, and we started playing as a 5-piece on a regular basis, and really getting these songs that I had been playing on an acoustic guitar for so many years, getting them to a place where it really felt cohesive.
Really found its own niche, I think, and it was definitely something that wasn't being done around town with that level of musicianship and that level of songwriting. I was just really proud to be part of it.
It's my dream team, all my favorite players. The Voce Project is the best band I've ever heard. Towards the end of 2010, we decided to cut a record. We wanted to really capture what we had been working on live over that past year. So we all decided that we were going to go record at Tempest Recording in Tempe.
These arrangements had all kind of come together in the club and in a live situation, so it just seemed natural for us to go into a studio and basically just do what we did in the club.
You know, the opportunity to play on a live record with other musicians really appealed to me at the time.
No one really tracks live music anymore, you know? I mean, a lot of the music that we hear nowadays is, you know, it's done in 7 different studios at 7 different times.
It's rare that you get an entire group in the studio playing together at one time.
You know, with this record, we all just kind of came together and we played, and a lot of the stuff that made the record, you know, I mean, it's live. I mean, we did it in a few takes.
But I think that's unique to this project.
It doesn't have that Pro Tool thing, you know.
Everybody that's on the project can play. Nobody has to be told. And, you know, Brian had a real complicated set of rules. He just would say, okay, do it how you would do it.
Just do whatever it is you do, and it's going to be great, you know.
And we were done in 6 hours, man. Oh, well, I think that the songs and Brian's vocal were so great. It was already there. So, I mean, the approach for me, and I think everyone, was not to fuck anything up.
In the end, you know, Brian can sit down with his guitar like he did when he started over at Voce and play these songs, and the people are going to get it and love it just as much as when the band is there.
Oh, put your back into it. Oh, put your back into it. Oh, and look to right now. We'll find a way to save us somehow. 'Cause we're gonna